in progress.
Originally, I wasn't going to do a video on Johnny Depp just because everyone's doing it. It's overexposed. But at the same time, it's the overexposure that lets me know I should be talking about this. Because this is goes well beyond the standard celebrity drama. This is not just drama. This is important. Because what it is, why it's so looked after by not every guy out there is a Johnny Depp fan. And yet think of how many guys and women are after this. Of course, he has his girl fans, but the average guy is riveted by this. Why? Because there's a principle at stake here. Johnny Depp is a canary in the coal mine. He is possibly going to set a precedent in court, or at least guys are hoping that they will, against false accuser. And they're hoping there's going to be spillover from Johnny Depp to ordinary guys. There won't be, because Johnny Depp is only getting his day in court because he's such a high profile celebrity and because he has a huge female fan base. The average guy does not have that. Now, one of the guys, PMC, that I was talking to said, I don't think guys think that deeply about this. And I disagree with him. I think guys are, and I'm going to show a YouTuber that does prove me right. This guy's Yellow Flash. He has his own channel. He's been pumping out Johnny Depp videos to get views. And he's a very typical right-wing tradcon. I am not going to play the Johnny Depp sections. I'm going to play what he has to say about this.
This is him explaining how it felt when that hit piece came out. Even if I had done an interview to try to explain myself, it became a hit piece. My mouth was shut. This is him, of course, on the false accusations and the reality that men face when accused.
Yeah, sounds like he understands what's going on. He said men, not just Johnny Depp. So men are thinking about this, aren't they? And he's pointing out that there was a bunch of hit pieces after Johnny. And you will notice that Johnny Depp, he is not really protected that much by his high status. Amber Heard is the complete villain of this. It's an open and shut case. She's the bad guy. He's the victim. And yet Hollywood backed her 100% over him. Hollywood is made up of men and women, and they are male hostile, and they pander to women. So all of Hollywood turned on Johnny Depp simply because he is male and she is female.
They saw me as guilty until proven innocent. That's JD on Disney and his Pirates franchise. I'm going to show you that clip next, but here's this one.
Okay, I'm not going to bother you with the clips. I'm more concerned with what the average guy has to say, right?
What it was like to not be able to talk and give his side of the story here. Imagine that. Like having someone put slanderous lies out on you, and there's nothing that you can do. You can't explain it. No one wants to listen. Everyone's already painted you as a monster. It's awful. And it really is something that I want to stress because, you know, think of all of the men that have this happen to them.
Exactly. Think of all the men this has happened to it. So everybody, men are thinking about this. If this guy, Yellow Flash, who likes to hide his head in the sand, is speaking like this, that means most guys are thinking about this. Most guys are deeply thinking about this. That's why this case is everywhere, because it has deeper meaning than the usual Hollywood divorce.
Think of the women that are looking at this too, and knowing that, you know, somebody like Heard is putting shit like this out there and what it does to people. This is one of the reasons they don't like someone like her. But
he's wrong. These women are fans of Johnny Depp, and they don't like her because they're jealous of her. She's with Depp, and they want to be with Depp. Johnny's female fans do not stand on principle. I want you to understand that. Johnny Depp does not translate to the average guy. These same female fans of Johnny Depp, if they see the average guy and the average woman, the average guy being accused falsely, they back the false accuser. They back the average woman because they want that power themselves. It's only because someone they personally like is being affected that that they're getting on Twitter and social media. Trust me on this. There's no principle at play for them. So this is another reason why I say over and over again that the MRA, or MRM, I should say, can't rely on women. It has to be a group of men defending themselves.
You have a lot of men that go through this, and they feel silenced. No one's willing to listen to them.
They don't feel silenced, they are silenced. All social media, or even just media, period, is feminist indoctrinated. It's male hostile, and it's for women. That's why Johnny Depp is only really being heard now in court. He's in this position where they can't ignore him. But they did all these hit pieces because no matter how high status he is, he's a man, heard as a woman. And so they're going to villainize Depp for her. What do I point out over and over again, guys? That Kathleen Kennedy, for example, destroyed Star Wars. And these companies are willing to lose money to pander to a woman. Because guess what? You know yourself that Pirates of the Caribbean cannot go forward without Johnny Depp. But they were going to do it anyway, right? They had plans on getting rid of Depp, putting in someone else in his place. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Just a moment.
After that, they started to go through a lot of the text messages that got leaked because, well, as I've stated before, his phone data was accidentally somehow given to the UK people. And one thing that he focuses on here is that text message about Amber Heard burning in a Honda Civic trunk, right? Which is obviously a joke, and it came from Monty Python. And he explains.
Now, this is where Johnny Depp and them are falling apart here. It's not just a joke. He was pissed properly because he was abused by someone, and he was ranting. He'd say, it'd be great to see some harm happen to this terrible person. And men should be allowed to say that. Men should be allowed to rant on social media and not have it used against us. He should be able to turn around and say, no, I was angry and I ranted. It doesn't mean anything other than I was angry. I was venting. Women vent constantly on social media. It's never held against them. And this is the problem, because if he has to be 100% never said anything wrong about anyone, then men, of course, have no freedom.
Is that here?
Oh, wait, I don't need to, like I said, you guys can see that stuff later on. Come on.
How Heard was very good at pushing his buttons and how it made him feel like a little boy again. And the connection.
Yeah, she was an abuser. That's true. Look at this one film streak, and there's a few things they mention that we can add to this.
Depp has been Captain Jack Sparrow for over a decade. You'll always associate his name to the movie franchise, The Pirates of the Caribbean. They're avoiding him at the moment because he was falsely accused of being an abuser. He already accepted that Disney was unsure if they wanted to work with him because of all of his drama. I guess.
Now, if they know he's falsely accused, there's no reason to avoid him at all. He's the victim here. So when Hollywood does this, or when Disney does this, it isn't because they're trying to rescue their reputation. They're doing it because a woman accused a man, and they support the woman, and they demonize the man. That's why they're doing this. And they're willing to ditch someone who is a cash cow in order to do this. Disney, and not just Disney, it has been proven over and over again that companies and corporations are willing to lose money in great bounds and great stacks in order to support this male hostility. It's proven. Like I said, Kathleen Kennedy destroyed Star Wars. Everyone was, the company was willing to do that.
They're scared to get dirt on their names. It's not even proven yet that Johnny is guilty, and based on all the statements and testimonies in court, he's good. I hope Disney regrets what they did, because they decided to drop Depp instantly after hearing all those lies from an article Amber Heard wrote in 2018. Johnny wholeheartedly said he would turn down Disney for the role, even if they offered $300 million. Depp became an instant star for his portrayal of Captain Jack Sparrow in Disney's 2003 blockbuster hit Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. He was able to play the role in 4 more movies after that. Disney admitted they were scared for their reputation after that. Johnny Depp clearly had to go, even though it meant losing one of the best actors of all time. They didn't.
This, I don't believe them, because right now their reputation is shit. Right now, Disney should be apologizing and begging him to come back and saying, we did wrong and we're sorry. No, this is it's just plain false. Disney dumped him because he's a man, and a woman accused him, and they're going to support the woman over the man, period. That's what this is about. That's what's going on here with Captain Jack Sparrow. And like I said, they're willing to lose a cash cow. They're willing to lose money. And this is how much of a FU they're giving to the average guy. They were willing to make more of these. They didn't just shut down. They were going to replace them with another actor, right? So they were going to spend millions upon millions of dollars making another movie with an actor that no one wants to see and will not go and see. So they're not just losing money, they're actually putting, I mean, it's not just that they made a product that people didn't like, they're going to make a product that they know people won't like. That is not just bad business sense. That is an attack on the average guy who's a moviegoer, just the average guy, period, on the street.
Actors of all time. They didn't bother to tell him he was fired. He just found out from a random magazine. Now fans are blaming Amber Heard for all of this.
Wow. So they didn't even have the not just the guts to approach him and tell him he was fired. They disrespected him so much that they didn't tell him that he was fired.
He said he will never, ever return to Disney, even with all the money in this world.
And the thing is, you can see now what the problem is for me, is that the people talk about Amber Heard, he's talking about Disney, but this goes way beyond not only her as an individual or Disney as a corporation. This is worldwide. This is happening because the way people treat men and see men and view women, they view women as way above men and as nobility, that if they want to harm men in any way, they're allowed to, and they encourage it. Amber Heard, she might be losing, some kind of acting gigs now, but when she was doing all this, she got parts. She was part of Aquaman. Well, Depp wasn't, right?
I can't believe they risked that, even though nothing was confirmed yet. What was written in that article that was so vile? Johnny lost his job. Right now, Johnny is suing Amber for $50 million because of an article she wrote about him for the Washington Post. In
Truthfully, this is what men should be fighting for. This is what the MRM should be fighting for. Not for men to have to run to the civil courts. This woman belongs behind jail. This person attacked someone knowing to damage them. This person belongs behind bars. That's what the false accusers need. They need to be jailing these women and setting a precedent to say, okay, you other girls, if you're going to do this, you go to jail too.
In that article, she claimed to be a victim of domestic abuse during her brief marriage with him. We all know this is fake because Johnny is the one with all the bruises, the wounds. He also had a severed finger at one point.
And here's the thing, Johnny's got everything. Not only is he a beloved high status celebrity, but he's also got all the evidence. Everyone knows this woman's a liar and that he's the victim. But what if you aren't that guy? What if you're just the average guy and the evidence is obscure or maybe 50-50? It's not all in your favor. What then? His success, if he gets success in this court, which I think he will not spill over to the average man. That's why I wasn't really interested in this case, because I know even though it's meaningful in the way that it's showing what's going on, it's meaningless in that it will not affect men in a positive way. Men have to do that for themselves. Johnny Depp is not going to save you.
Something up her sleeve. Never did I myself reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way, nor have I ever struck any woman in my life.
And this is the other thing too, is that men have to beg. Nor have I ever struck any woman in my life. What does that have to do with anything? What if Johnny Depp had punched a woman or struck a woman in his past? That should not in any way reflect on this, unless it would have to be something where, yeah, this guy abused. Anyone can, that couples argue to the point where they can hit each other out of frustration, right? Even if he had swatted a woman once in the past, shouldn't affect any of this case. It's an open and shut case. She's the abuser, he's the abused. And this is why men have to show, if you have to be 100% in the clear like this, well, that means if you had any scrapes with the opposite sex in the past, that they could use that against you and say, sorry, even though you're innocent, you struck a woman in the past, so you're just going to jail, or you're not getting any justice. So this is important too. This is why even with Johnny, look, even though he's got everything on his side, he's still begging. This is how bad men have it. And again, here's a Johnny Depp fan. Domestic violence can happen against men as well. Where is this woman, when other men, nobodies, the average guy is getting zapped like this? She's nowhere. So like I say, even though women are fighting for Johnny Depp, it means nothing. It doesn't mean they're for equality or justice. I just want to keep hammering that in.
No one believed him. He lost all his acting roles while Amber kept hers. Did I mention?
There you go. So even though as soon as a woman accused a man, he lost all his acting roles, she kept hers. Right. Because it's not about, Hollywood and Disney fearing their reputations. They're male hostile and they're female pandering. And they said, oh boy, here's a female who attacked a guy. Yeah, all guys are terrible. Let's get him. That's what happened here. And like I said, the way things are going now, there's not going to be any justice even if Johnny Depp wins, this is not going to set a precedent for the average guy. Do you guys listening understand? And most of these guys are dust yourselves off guy. You know, they're saying, oh, I hope Johnny Depp gets his career back. A lot of times they're thinking it's not that he's getting justice, but originally they were saying, oh, I just hope he gets roles again because we like him. They weren't even caring that he got justice. Johnny Depp is only here is because he basically has no other choice. These male actors are all dust yourself off guys. You get abused by a woman, well, just be stoic. Get up and dust yourself off and keep going. Anyway, I think I've covered everything I need to say about this. Other than to point out one other thing that I've said again, I'm going to hammer it again. Disney was willing to lose all that money by getting rid of a star who they knew was innocent, really, just so that they could placate and pander to a woman who, let's face it, was a second-rate actress, who was a second-rate star. So think about that. We'll end it here.